to look at some more standard form calculations. Again, I'll wait for the autofocus to calm down. So I'm doing 6 times 10 to the 5 times 5 times 10 to the 3. Now when we're multiplying, we can write this out in any order we like. So I'm going to put the numbers together, 5 times 6. I'm going to put the powers together, 10 to the 5 times 10 to the 3. It's perfectly right to do that. The order in which we multiply makes no difference at all. So we know that 5 times 6 is 30, and we should know that when we have the same base and we're multiplying, we can add the indices together. So we've got to do 30 times 10 to the power of 5 plus 3. Obviously 5 plus 3 is 8. Now quite a lot of students lose marks here because they leave the answer like that. But if you remember, the condition on the first number is that a is greater than or equal to 1 and less than 10. And we don't have that here, we have 30. Now 30 is 3 times 10. Okay, 3 times 10, still times 10 to the 8. So what we've got to remember here then is that we can, 10 is 10 to the power 1, and 10 to the 1 times 10 to the 8 is 3 times 10 to the 9. Okay, so we'll do another one. Say we've got 1.9 times 10 to the 5 times 5 times 10 to the 6. So if you follow my previous work, I'll just straighten the page up. Okay, then you'll know that I'll put the numbers together, 1.9 times 5 times 10. Now we could add these powers together. We know from the previous example we've got a 5 and a 6, we know that comes to 11. We've still got to take care of 1.9 times 5. Now if I write that down here, 1.9 times 5, 9 5s are 45, 1 5 is 5 and 4 is 9. The answer is obviously not 95, it's going to be 9.5. Think about 1.9 being close to 2 and 2 5s are 10, so it must be 9.5. So in fact that number is less than 10, so we have our answer in standard form. And we'll move on and do a couple more. So let's try, say, 9 times 10 to the 6 times 5 times 10 to the minus 4. So my 9 5s will give me 45. I'm not going to write them together, I think you know what I'm doing by now. And if I add the powers together, I get 45 times 10 squared. Right, 6 minus 4 giving me the 2. So I write that as 4.5 times 10 times 10 squared. And 10 times 10 squared gives me 10 cubed. We'll now look at some division. So I have 2.5 times 10 to the 6 divided by 3.8 times 10 to the 4. So really this is should be thought of like that. So we can write this like as 2.5 times 10 to the 6 all over 3.8 times 10 to the 4. Now with this one it's fairly easy to get the power right. We know if we know our laws of indices that we must subtract when we divide, so it's 6 take away 4. So our power is 10 squared. But we've got to do 2.5 divided by 3.8, so I'll do that next on my iPhone. Helps when I put the right code in. So now I obviously have to change the code now, so I probably just displayed my code to you. So if we do 2. Well, I'll get my calculator. I don't know where that's gone. I'll take Calbot. So I'm going to clear that. 2.5 divided by 3.8, 0.65. I'm going to round this off to 2 decimal places, so 0.66. So you've got 0.66 times 10 squared. And I'll just remind you that's down to 2 decimal places. Now, I haven't finished because that number is not between between 1 and 10. So if I can change it to 6.6, but what I've done there is I've multiplied by 10 to do that. So it is 6.6 times 10 to the minus 1. Well, times that by 10 squared. And so, so this 6.6 times 10 to the minus 1 is 0.66. So minus 1 plus 2, and that gives me 6.6 times 10. If we look at that again, we had 0.66 times, we could have written it out as 100. If you write something times by 100, then that would come to 6.6 times 10. You don't actually need to write the 1, but it is written in standard form. So that's some more complicated calculations using standard form. I hope this helped.